welcome to Keeping in Character. Last week, the group got finished with the traveling tankard ruins. Ended up getting out of there, getting their plethora of ancient booze. Then found a copper scale, which Sonny seemed intimately familiar with, and Sonny got mad. Everyone left, and then Sonny provided some information to the druids that were there. Came up and met you guys, and then you sold the booze and got the body arranged and preserved and all that good stuff. And now are setting off with Yizgalan as a decoy and the group going with the actual body to where you're supposed to go. All right.
Since we're talking about the leftover booze,
Yes.
my fancy vial has the metal cage and everything on it that I put the old booze in, the
Yeah.
very little bit I had left,
Right.
is now nicely encased and padded and buried deep in my pack
There.
to not be disturbed, because now I know that it's fancy.
Right.
So I'm just left with
The
my
special
flask.
stuff.
Trying to
Yeah.
forget it's not there. It's like, it's not there, it's fine, I don't have it. But
All right. And
just
then-
to be clear, I just have the one.
Yes, absolutely. And then let's go ahead and do a bit of a inventory on what you guys have food-wise, because you'll be doing another week or so stretch.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah. But you guys will be able to, if you need to buy supplies and that kind of thing. Is trying to set it up where she's leaving immediately while you guys have some time to resupply and all that good stuff.
But didn't we already leave town?
And well, we're redoing that.
We'll backtrack just a little bit here.
Little retconning.
Yeah.
Skaba and I went and got rations, clearly,
Yeah.
while you went to
Yeah,
go.
it's
Set
more-
up camp.
As you're sitting around the campfire reminiscing about your travel into town to get supplies.
Perfect. I have 6 days of rations
All right.
still, and I can always hunt for us.
We'll say during that outing, my
Sheep
flask
are
was
plentiful
filled.
along the
Sure.
plains.
Yeah.
2 or
Yes,
3
yes, they are.
rations out of that, though.
Is this the one that you got from
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh?
Yeah.
We'll go with, if it's, the stronger the booze is, the more food it is for you.
Okay. I will let you be the determiner on that one then.
So it depends on what kind of thing are you filling it up with, just like ale, that kind of thing? Or are you
It would
filling
have
it up
been wherever I could have acquired it when they were getting other
You're in
rations.
a trading town, so I mean.
Then it was
yeah.
some hard,
Sure,
goddamn.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to, so the traveling tankard would have quite a bit for you, and is
Okay.
able to provide you with holy whiskey, as it were. I'll let you know on the price on that in just a bit. All right, anyone else? Did anyone else have food?
I got 2 rations.
Same.
All right.
Two rations, two nice big old rations. Lamb.
Okay, so if you guys would like to get some food or starve, I'm not, it's up to you guys.
I don't.
While you're looking up prices,
Yes.
this is probably something I would have thieved, though, like
Mhm.
if we're being honest,
All right.
and not actually paid for. I feel like I would have went to the basement and found my own booze and filled my flask.
Oh, you're talking about the whiskey. I
Or
see
the
what
whiskey,
you're
yes.
saying.
I mean, maybe, but I probably would have had to talk him into buying it for me.
I
So,
have enough food for
we'll
myself,
say-
so I'm not worried.
In the flask, there will be 2 days worth of food for you,
Okay.
and it would cost you 3 gold for the good stuff, the good stuff. But if you're looking to steal it, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Just I feel like that's what I would have done. 15?
All right, so you had snuck away during Shkama's carving session, and just made it down into the cellar and got past the very barest amount of people that were in there. And boom, there you go. It's
Sweet.
werebears, just all up in that barest amount.
Nothing to see here.
Where are the bears? Where are the werebears? Where?
There. All right, yeah. So it doesn't cost you anything. And then how much? What else do you have?
Like, item wise?
No,
Oh, booze wise?
yeah.
Just my,
Gotcha. So you have 2 days worth of food.
yeah, that's it. Yep.
All right,
I
so
don't
if there's
have-
anything that you guys want to get before you leave, this is your opportunity.
I would only be concerned about making sure my water's
It'd be really cool
Oh, yeah,
if you
sure.
got like
With,
a little
with
growler
water,
to carry
as long as you guys
around
are,
for me, I'm just saying.
I'm kind of roping it in a little bit with rations. I'm
'Cause
already
we don't
making you
have
guys do a
our
lot
thing.
more
Right, I don't have my jug
homework
anymore.
and
Yeah,
bookkeeping by doing the rations anyway, so I'm not gonna do water too. So, yeah, but yeah, you'll be able to make sure that you have, as long as you have water skins, you'll be able to get the water with.
Yep, I have a water skin, and if there's a general store, I'll pop in and I'll just top off my rations to 10 days.
Sure.
So I need 4 days worth of rations, please.
All right.
Yes, I would like to.
So you're looking for 5 silver
5 silver.
per piece. Sorry. So that would be
So
2 gold total.
Got it.
Yep, and you're up to 10.
2 gold, and I have 10 days now.
It was like
Very good.
dwarven.
It's like absinthe, yeah.
Yes. You didn't get an actual name for it because Gilgamesh was too drunk, too jealous.
I'm just noting that gourd is filled with that specifically.
Jeremy is broke,
Fun.
but I have a piece of paper that says I'm not.
You could, if you wanted to,
Could I go to
a bank and try and get this exchanged
like
for.
broken down a little bit, like yeah.
So are you looking to get, so
So
this is where it gets a little weird.
Right.
Because you can do that, absolutely. I'm gonna have to crunch some numbers on how much that'll weigh. 'Cause
right.
What is that?
Well,
Yeah,
I was thinking that maybe I could. I don't know how it works, but and
Platinum.
Jeremy
Well,
doesn't either.
it'd be about 1,350 platinum, but then you can get 50 of it broken down into various things.
Was it
So-
every 100 is a pound?
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Sounds good to me,
So
yeah.
it's 10 pounds.
Right. Oh yeah, that's not as bad
We
as I
can
thought it was gonna be.
To distribute it amongst us.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's possible.
Yeah, you'd be able to go up to a bank and they do have an exchange rate.
Okay.
So that's the only thing with that.
50%.
Whoa.
That's true. It's a processing fee.
All right.
This is a bunch of crap.
I'm gonna follow her to make sure we get this shit right.
You
Well,
do
I
that.
kind
You're
of
the business guy.
Yeah, I kind of like, come on guys, I can't carry it all by myself, and then I'll kind of drag you guys with me to the bank. Last thing we do, kind of thing.
This is the first thing we do. First thing I do, I'm waiting there.
Like, come on, where's my money?
This piece of paper ain't worth shit.
That's it. That's it.
I did my job.
No, I did my job.
We did our job.
We're pull the
Probably
bank.
should
know.
have- this is 4.
I know.
You know what? We're just gonna. Why did I do this to myself? Going for realism here, and I.
Simple processing fee 3%. And that's
Well,
what
this
it-
is medieval
Balance
processing fee.
transfer 3%.
Can we just go right to the bank?
More or less what they end up saying is like for this large amount, it'd be 10%.
Oh, where's the back door at?
So you can stick with that or move on. But so we'll say that this.
When else is Jeremy gonna break this money note down? When are we ever going to do this again?
Probably safer just to carry the paper. Do we really need all the money right now?
Jeremy need money. Jeremy broke.
And they do end up saying that you can get a smaller thing, more or less by getting that amount of money out, they only have a certain amount, and it takes a long time for them to get more replenished into it.
Right.
So if somebody else comes by and wants to take some stuff out, oh boy, and if they don't
Right,
have
right,
it,
right,
people,
right.
people start getting pissed.
Yeah.
So it got higher the more you wanted to take out. And
Okay.
also it doubles as a way to really bleed out the richer merchants as they try and take a bunch of money out. And so
Can you
Yeah,
just
works
take
for
your
that.
share out?
you could end up taking, so anything below 1,000 is a different rate, anything below 500 has a different rate, anything below 300 and below that, it gets the very standard, let's say 3%.
I mean, I'm just saying, I
Okay.
can't carry my portion, so.
Well, if we all want a little bit of money, I mean, maybe we can go for like 1,000 and disperse it between us. And
Whatever is the least loss, just get that. I'll make sure we eat.
all right.
That's nice.
So it goes 3 for 300, 5 for 500. Wait. Yes. 3 for 300. 3% for 300. 5% for 500. 7% for 1,000 or below, and then 10% for anything over 1,000.
All right, well, maybe we'll go with 300 and 100 for each of us, and Sunny can't carry hers, and
That seems reasonable.
we'll have to, whenever you need something, you just let us know.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll go with the 300, and then you rewrite this note, right, for the remainder of the money?
Yep, and so yeah, they end up taking that over, figuring that whole thing out, notarizing it, and handing it back to you. It would cost you 9 gold.
Okay,
A lot better than.
yeah, absolutely.
And we each get
135.
100, the three of us.
Oh, so it
And
would be.
can we take the 9 out of the note?
Yeah,
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 perfect.
absolutely.
And then that's an even 100 gold for the three of us.
Doesn't seem very smart carrying all that around anyway.
We'll be okay.
It's more than I have ever held at one
I
time.
agree, I
So,
do need it for
your
some
new
smooth
note?
talking though.
Is your new note is 1,041.
Wait, no,
Right?
I got
You-
So it'd be
13,500.
3,250.
Wait, oh, I'm sorry. Jesus.
Okay, I was like,
I-
wait.
Yeah,
This guy's
my
ripping me
bad.
off.
What was the original note, 13,550
Yeah.
50, or
Yeah, and
13,500 even?
I forgot a 0 because I was doing the platinum.
Oh, there it is.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect. Yep.
that was my bad.
Ain't no thing, ain't no thing.
So it'd be 13.
14,191.
Mhm.
Yep.
That was a big number.
Oh yeah, still a crazy amount of money for you guys. to be walking
And
around.
Jeremy's gonna actually take, when she gets the note back, she's gonna take her book that's the weird runes, but it's not magical,
Mhm.
and she's gonna flip to a page and kind of just like bend a corner and stick the note in between on a page of that
Sure.
book, and then
Sure,
keep it
perfect,
on
yeah.
in my leather, all nice bound, and
Makes sense to me.
yep.
Did I notice that?
Oh, I'm assuming you.
Yeah, I
won't be-
wasn't
Yes,
being too
for
discreet.
sure.
It was pretty much when we were going out. I was kind of like in the middle of the group and was just like,
This is where it is.
yeah, page like number if you need it.
There you
So,
go.
Yeah, just
so you know where it's at.
Just in case the book's ever laying around. We
Of
know
course.
it shouldn't be laying around.
Yes, it looks a lot like my special book. So if you see a special book laying around, grab it.
So protect the book.
Understood.
All right.
All right. So great.
Is there any sort of so far you guys have been traveling with like what bed rolls and sleeping out in the weather and stuff like that. So if you did want to do anything for like things for camp, that kind of thing, that is also something that you can think about here. Now that you have some funds,
Like a nice ass carriage,
right? You could, yeah, that is something that you could purchase on the way.
I don't
So
want to
we'll
bring
spend it at
attention.
the place.
Could borrow another.
That's true. But I don't know. Maybe big tent be nice, or a couple of them, or
If that's what you need, I'm comfortable sleeping in the shade of a tree, or not.
I really like my pocket.
yeah, me too. I don't know. I've never had anything else, anyways. A couple huts here and there. It's not a big deal. So no, I guess we're good.
Like the creatures of the woods, we live under the sky.
Very well put, Rybos. And you are okay providing food? I know you say I know you're a good hunter.
It is always wise to bring rations, but I can hunt for fresh food to keep our bellies more satisfied.
All right. Well, I'll grab a couple more
As
tack
of right now,
rations.
Rebels has 10, which would get you two there and have a couple days to spare.
Do you have extra booze too? And I'll make a really sour face at the idea of him having fresh food.
There you go.
No, I'm sorry. I have no need to cloud my mind.
You
Okay.
I have enough going on in there as it is.
thinking
Oh,
back,
we know.
you don't remember the last time you ate like a meal?
Yeah.
It's just been
Did I try?
mushroom wine and like.
I was gonna say, did I try any of the sheep stew stuff that they made?
Yeah, I believe so. We
I
have,
feel like I did. Yeah. Okay.
Which weirdly enough, soups. You're like, all right, I can do soups. Yeah. It's not that you can't eat food, but it's you've gotten used to drinking.
Yeah.
What's
really make a lamb chop?
not without a blender?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can't carry a lot of booze, and they're really important to me. So if anybody has any extra room.
Don't worry, I'll get you another.
Your
jar.
most bang for your buck, weight-wise, would be hard liquor, stuff like that.
What about, I could carry another water skin full of alcohol for you if that's
You could?
necessary.
Oh, you're really sweet. Thank you.
You did that to yourself.
Thank you so much.
I only.
I was gonna do it, but
You're already carrying her. That's
No, you're
quite
both
enough.
going to. You already told me you were gonna, so you'll have one and you'll have one.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm gonna go get some actual food, some pack rations for me.
So, each wineskin can hold 4 pints, and then each pint of it would be a food, like
Okay,
a
so-
ration for you.
How are you going to pay for this, Sonny?
I'm not.
I did not say that I would supply the means to have it, only that I
No,
would
pretty
carry
sure
it.
that's just what you said.
I said I would carry it.
Yeah.
they're
Well,
just
if
down
you're
there
gonna
once
carry it,
and
means you're
see
gonna
what
get
I
it,
can do
so.
I mean, we are carrying her funds too, so I guess we can't be greedy.
here. I'd like to just try to take them.
Take what now?
Take the little wine skins.
Sure, sure. Yeah, there's a little old man, a little halfling dude.
Aw.
That seems to be like, he's sewing them up and selling them and stuff. He's like,
just trying to make a living.
hey, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Just trying to make a living. So am I.
I'll go up and start talking to the vendor. Wow.
That's very nice craftsmanship. It reminds me a lot of my tribe's people sewing together the bladders of the to hold our
I'll
water.
go ahead and make it with advantage because he's helping out.
I
But,
got that 20.
oh,
Nice.
So, as he's doing that, he goes, "Oh, very, very engrossed in your story, like talking about the bladders and all that. It's very enthused." And then kind of sets the thing down and he's listening to you. And you take the one that he's working on. Oh, like he looks like he just finished it. You grab that one. And how many are you looking for?
With that 20, I'm gonna take 3.
Sure, yeah, works great. Yeah, you grab that one, then go grab 2 others. And you're like, oh yeah, he's.
Oh, yes, it's very, very good.
Takes off, and he's like, and he looks around for his project and just,
So what do you make yours out of?
leather.
Where do you get the leather? How do you source it?
He like points down the road. He goes, I've got a brother, whose son, and he like kind of rambles a little bit about the context of his family there.
Oh, perfect.
And I'll walk away in the
Sure.
direction that he's pointing.
Oh, that's all very good. I need some leather. Thank you.
Okay. Sends you off. But yeah, so as you get over there, he's little. It's not a tannery because that would be very bad to have in a town. Tanneries smell. They can poison the water. It's a lot of bad things. But there is one around, and then this seems to be a shop of
More of a
sorts
leather
for the
worker shop.
not necessarily a leather worker shop, but a place where it's like a warehouse that somebody's there to guard it and sell it off to people.
Oh.
So somebody will come up and pick up an order of whatever they grabbed, and they'll hand it over and move on from there. It's a warehouse in the medieval sense, where it's just a place where the goods go to make it easier to sell to the vendors and that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Supply house.
Exactly.
Is there anyone around?
Yeah. There's it looks like
Hail the first person I see.
as far as you can tell, teenage to young adult halfling.
Hey, you.
Hey!
They make, you have leather here, yes?
He kind of looks over behind him at the piles and piles of leather.
How about leather goods, not just raw materials?
Oh,
Like belts and bags.
oh, so the guy that was selling the water skins, he does belts bag. He's the leather worker. So yeah, sorry, to make that clear. He was the one that was working on the leather. He's the leather worker. But that's where the warehouse of leather is.
Very good.
Look around for my companions.
Jeremy's grabbing rations, so
Yeah.
I need 8 rations to equal 10,
Gotcha.
and that would be
2
30.
silver apiece. Sorry, 5
4.
silver apiece. So, 4 gold? Yeah.
4.
Mm-hmm.
In between those 2 water skins and the 2 I have, that puts me at 10 too, so.
Perfect. All right, there you go. Oh, and the wine skins themselves don't. The water skins don't have any wine in them.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exam,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's gotta work on that too.
I'll trudge back
You
over
really
to.
just. This is your problem.
I mean, I might go in there and then I get excited and then I fly and then you guys will yell at me, so it's just better if you guys do it.
But
If you want to fly, you fly.
you guys know where you get booze.
Thank you for the support.
I'll trudge back over
Sure,
to
sure.
the leather worker.
Absolutely.
It's very nice. I see you have a great selection of materials to work with.
Yep. So I had to dramatically roll that one just to see if he.
I look around. Do I see any belts like
Oh
hanging
yeah,
for
yeah.
sale?
He's basic leather goods. He's got it. If something specific, you'd have to commission it.
I see. Those are very nice belts. I found this one in my travels, and I'll lift up
Mhm.
my cloak a little bit and show him the belt with the pouches sewn into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you have anything like this?
Yeah. And he kind of puts his hand out.
I'll take it off and hand it to him.
He looks at it and he like kind of bends it back and forth. He goes, "Well, there's no wear on this one."
I've only had it a short time.
Oh, you're looking for a new belt to replace your new belt?
No, I'm just curious about the design. I've never seen anything quite like it with the pouches sewn directly into the belt.
It's dwarvish.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep. Really good. And he's like pulling on it. And it doesn't look like it's pulling as well as it should. He goes, "What's all these?" And he's got it turned over, and inside where this belt has a leather seam that it looks like they folded it over on both sides, and it's almost like this kind of thing. And then it's sewn in between that through the belt. It makes a nice like braided looking thing to it. And then he kind of pulls back a little bit, and there's little markings in what appears to be like a bluish purplish ink. And he's like, "It's all the way through here."
Do you recognize this? Is it a script?
I can't. And he's like, and he takes out a couple tools and he kind of pulls it apart a little bit. He goes, I don't recognize it."
Do I recognize it?
Then he shows it over to you. Can I see your character sheet for a moment? Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Whatever that number is.
19.
You haven't seen much of magic things, nor have you had much experience with magic in general, as your Arcana of +0 shows me. But looking at this, you're like, gotta be magic. There's nothing else that makes sense. You don't recognize the script, but you can't imagine that there'd be writing on the inside of a belt for any reason other than
That's magic.
that.
It's magic.
You're not entirely sure what it does or anything like that or how it works, but you're like, I bet you anything.
It's very curious. That's, thank you for helping me.
Buy it from you. 2 gold.
Not for sale. And I'll just
He's
Take
like,
it back. Put
"All
it
right."
back on.
Here you go.
Thank you. There's some sentimental value.
Oh, all right. Well, you need that belt?
I need this.
No, the one that you asked me about.
Oh, yes. Do you have any that I can put daggers in, like with
Oh,
built-in
Kind of
scabbards?
comes out over with a bandolier looking thing.
Perfect.
Already made up.
How much is that?
Good question.
I'll give you 1 gold.
Sounds right, but hold on. Looking through a book. This is made by my cousin, Intranet.
He weaves a very nice bit of leather.
5 silver.
5 silver. I'll give you a gold for your
Oh,
time.
well, thank you.
Thank you.
Not possibly the
How
guilt
many?
of allowing things being thieved shining out, really, okay.
And weirdly enough, you by giving him the extra 5 silver, you paid for more than the wine.
Man tipped him.
Yeah, and took him an extra silver. So
He
it's,
helped me find the script on this belt that I didn't have a clue about.
Maybe we should
Always try to get a little more
out.
out.
How many daggers can I fit in the bandolier?
you can fit
3.
no more. Let's say
Just throw numbers, that's good.
It's for beginners.
10.
For
Yeah,
beginners.
it kind of comes all up here and then all the way down, so you can grab it from the side as well. Like there's a couple different spots for it. There's some on the back that you can kind of grab from, so it's those ones will be hidden away. So 7 on the front, 3 on the back. The 3 on the back will, as long as nobody's trying to pat you down, you'll have advantage on sleight of hand to hide them. But once somebody pats you down, it's very easy to hey, that's a knife.
No, it's not.
No, this one.
Pulls out a bigger
That's a
knife.
knife.
Oh God! What? All right.
Very good, thank you. I must find my companions. You have a good day.
Yeah.
You gotta go fill up these wine skins.
All right, yeah.
Three of them.
Head to a, where at?
Where can I go?
Wherever you get booze.
Yeah, wherever that is.
Sure. Are you just wandering into town, or are you going to somewhere else? Because there's the traveling tankard, which you guys have been to. Then there's all kinds of different.
Yeah, I'll go back to
Cabins
traveling
and stuff.
tanker. since
Sure.
we've already been there. I know for a fact that they have it.
Yeah, absolutely. So they give you two options. One is fine bottle of wine, and one is not so fine. It's okay, but it's not gonna win any awards. It'll get you drunk though.
You know what? Because I'm gonna get the good one.
All right.
The fine bottle.
There you go.
Because I know I'm gonna get yelled at if I don't.
And he has
That's
the
right.
price difference. So this one, and he plops one onto the table that it's a very dark bottle, but it's no label or anything on there. And it's a 2 silver. And he puts another one on the counter that has a very intricate label. 10 gold.
Oh! Spoiled even in a fantasy world. This is ridiculous.
All right. That's fine.
Bonus
I'll take the.
You
I'll take them both.
needed.
Actually.
Bonus.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyone know offhand how many? Oh, never mind.
750 milliliters?
Jokes, actually. I'm either going to take it out of my rations later or my gold later.
So these will be.
Certainly.
Hold on.
So it'll be 10 gold, 2 silver, and then that's 4 pints of wine total.
4 pints.
Yep, just to keep it easy on myself.
4 pints each skin.
So no, it would be, so as of right now, all you have with that 10 gold, 2 silver is 4 pints. 2 of the common wine and then 2 of the fine wine. You have 2 water skins that can both hold up to 4 pints.
Okay, each, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what I wrote down.
so right now you have 2 empty, you have an empty water skin, 2 empty water skins that you could fill
Yep.
either both with 2 pints or muddle them together and have a full one of 4 pints.
Got it.
So could I fit all of this into the 3 wine skins that I have?
Oh, sorry, because you have the 3 wines, the wine skins there, you have a total of 12 pints worth of space.
Oh.
And you have 4 pints worth of booze.
Yeah. Buy more booze. Buy more
Okay.
So
booze.
in order to fill all of those, basically it's 2 bottles per wineskin. So you'd have to get 6 bottles of whatever.
60 golden wine.
Yeah. So you could get, and then if you mix them together, it's, that's
I
the
know,
thing.
babe.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get 1 fancy bottle
Sure.
and then 5 not so fancy
Yeah,
bottles.
there you go. All right, so then that'll be 10 silver, so 1 gold for that, and then 10 gold for the,
Alright, so 11 gold altogether.
that's the one.
Solid.
Yeah. So as you pour, you just start to pour them in while you're at the bar, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I pour in a bit of the not so good wine and then I kind of top it off.
The guy
Mix
just-
it up a little bit.
So
All home blended.
the guy that's been there, he's just staring at you like,
Do not question my name.
it's okay, yeah, you bought them, they're yours.
Exactly. These are not from the annual.
All right, so what will that end up being?
Do you
for
give her all
ration-wise?
3 wineskins, or do you keep one for yourself?
I'm gonna strap one on myself.
Gotcha. So you have, do you give her the fine one or no?
The fine one is mixed into.
Oh, into all of them?
Yeah.
I see what
Just
you're
topped
saying.
everyone
Yeah,
off
yeah,
with
yeah.
it.
All right, so then you have the 10 rations like we were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. And did you want to buy any rations?
No, I'm
Gotcha.
good.
All
I'm
set.
good for now.
Perfect.
So just to be clear, you have a
2.
skin,
Yeah.
Pete's going to be carrying a skin, and I'm going to be carrying a skin? Yes?
Yeah.
What it looks
Okay.
like, yeah.
No, I just wanted to make sure. I said it out loud a few minutes
Are we
ago.
all that together now?
Yeah.
Alright,
yeah.
let's-
Okay,
I
anything
found
else you
him, I
guys
found
want?
him.
As you're like handing out the water skins. You know, it'd be really cool if I could just find a bag that I could put all this stuff in and you guys wouldn't have to carry it for me, but
Sonny, you're sure asking a lot.
I'm trying to make it easier for you guys.
I think they're
She
fine.
carried my shit.
Just trying to make it where I can carry my own stuff. But I mean, you know, if I'm just difficult, I could not be here. I can just go.
Oh, here we go. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to go now?
In the LBC.
I think we have everything we need.
Yes.
Anything else before you guys go?
Good to go.
It's the LBC, it's the Lou Rear Band of Chamberlains.
Awesome.
I think yes, we're ready.
All right. So you guys head out. You have your 2 horses, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm one, Rybos is in one, and the potatoes are with me.
Yes.
And then Shkaba and Sonny are together.
Leisurely flying away.
Yep.
So I am carrying 1 extra wineskin full of wine.
Mm-hmm.
Wine or booze?
Wine.
Okay.
Yep. It's a what do they call it when you mix the wines together?
A blend?
Yeah, I guess it's a red blend.
Blend. When you blend them, what is it called?
Yeah. Hey, I thought there was another.
There probably is a fancy term.
I think there-
I'm not the
Debauchery, but I don't know.
All right. So you guys head on off.
Clearly
If
a
I remember
sin.
correctly,
Yeah.
it took you most of the day to get back here, so it is getting both getting dark and like dark while you're walking. But you're trying to get away from the city far enough to set up camp without being vagrant.
Yeah.
Vagrancy.
But yeah, you're able to you kind of find the line. There's a spot where people are resting, and it doesn't seem to be anywhere that anyone's getting in trouble for it. So there you go. Little, it's almost like not quite a town, but more or less it's like a little right point where people can meet before they get into the city. So there is a tavern out here, but it's sorry, a tavern, but not an inn. So, buy booze, but then you gotta go sleep in the dirt.
Well, maybe we should keep a low profile. Nothing crazy.
Agreed.
Yes.
So keep to ourselves and
Yes, do we really need to rest here? We can push on a little bit away from the rest of these individuals.
we could.
Okay with that, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I agree. Let's push on a little further.
All right.
Good thought, Rybos.
So you guys start moving on in the dark. Anyone bringing a torch, or are you guys just blind?
Oh, I'm lighting it up.
In the sky, just like there's fire.
Is there, how's
You
the,
can
how's
actually
the-
see the ground at that point.
how's
really.
the moonlight?
Yeah. That's a good question. Oh yeah, in this moon there are, in this world there are 3 moons, which I mentioned
The
before.
3 sisters.
Yes. And there's,
Still not bright enough.
That's what I was wondering. Is
they-
it cloudy, overcast?
one of them is, they're all significantly smaller than our moon, but 2 of them are much smaller. They're little guys, and they seem to be almost attached with this moon. Based on how I had it set up in my head. There's a reason for it, but it's a science reason. And you guys aren't science.
Yeah, I'm not smart.
I'm not science nor magic.
But yes, it looks
Actually,
like
I almost agree.
one of the moons is gone, and half of one of the other moons is the center moon is gone.
Sweet, we're gonna meet Thundar?
Well, Rybos and I can see in the dark just fine.
Yes, we can see.
Yes. So we'll try to be discreet down here.
So just for a little bit of visual thing, so that's kind of normally how it's set up there. And then you end up being in a situation where that's happening.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's neat.
that makes a little more sense.
Half moon.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at this.
Okay. You can be our beacon in the sky.
Don't worry about me. I'll be alright.
Well, don't worry.
You guys travel a little bit and then are able to find a spot to set up camp and all that good
Beautiful.
stuff.
Do so.
Much better. I agree.
It's very late at this point. You guys are all like, except for Sunny.
Yeah, I've been napping in the pocket. As soon as she
Yeah.
said low profile, I was like, I guess
Yeah.
I'm going back in here.
Well,
I feel great.
Awesome.
Should we leave an indicator for Isgalin? I don't know what that is, but.
Yuzgalin told you guys to ride on the road 5 days.
Oh, not one day.
Yes.
Wait one
We
day.
will wait
right.
1 day once we've traveled 5
Ah,
days.
yes.
I'm not sure this actually counts even as a day.
You're right. I'm very tired though.
Which is a little bit of the reason she said wait a day. I was like, give me a buffer. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. But you do know that she left immediately. She didn't wait at all. She just
So we already gave her about half a day.
not
a
even
few
yes,
hours.
It was only a couple hours. To kind
We are very efficient shoppers.
I'm doing okay if you want to get some rest first.
Sure. I'll take the second to watch though. I just need a little nap.
Good night. Good night.
All right.
I'm not gonna make a fire or anything.
I'll crawl out of his pocket when he lays down.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take the morning watch because I sure as hell can't see anything out here.
All right.
Don't worry, we've got this.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go back to sleep then. I'll crawl right back in the pocket.
All right. Well, I'll get some rest while I can. Good night, Rybos.
Good night.
All right. So you're sitting there in the dark, nice and calm. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I missed the box.
You guys are the road you're on does have the river running parallel to it, but it's off quite a ways. So you're not right on the river, but you can hear it from where you're at.
Cool.
12 perception.
Well, as you're sitting there, just kind of in your own headspace and looking out at the road, making sure nothing's nefarious is happening, you start hearing that hum again. The one that's been there.
Since I feel like everything's pretty safe at this point, I'm gonna start focusing on that.
Sure. Then give me a wisdom check.
Oof. Yeah, that's not shabby. 19 total.
19.
I love how
You feel something
I want to know.
click. Something snap together. Almost like Rybos hasn't experienced this, but we all have. You pick up two magnets and they, that moment of something pulling, you're pulling on something and it's pulling on you back. You're, oh, what's that?
Mhm.
It's not a voice. Not like the voices that you've heard before, but it's a feeling. It's a drive. You've experienced this in battle, and moments of either importance or especially importance of honor and that kind of thing, related to your orcish heritage. And it kind of it's what drives Rybos to be Rybos. You know, it's in a way quite a bit of an essence of you, but also you can feel it coming from something else. There's another entity attached to this.
Interesting.
Feels almost like how your ancestors do, but not quite the same, but more primal.
So I can tell that it's not the voices of my ancestors.
It's definitely not the voices of your ancestors, but you know it comes from the same place, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. You hear almost like a, this is going to sound weird, you hear a warmth from the ground beneath your feet, kind of thing. Yeah, it's almost like you can feel it humming in a way, but and even when you pace around, it doesn't stay in one spot. It's just directly underneath of you, like there's something down there.
It's kind of scary. All right. All right. Not sure what to do. I'll work it.
Sure. All right. So you stay up for your watch of 2 hours there, and then what are you doing from there?
I will wake up Jeremy.
And then you do have, normally everyone takes a watch of 2 hours, and then you're able to sleep for 6 hours and then move on with your day. You're not feeling that dog tiredness as you have been before. In fact, you remember from before this is a couple episodes ago, you took a watch that lasted 4 hours, and it didn't affect you negatively in any way. And
I feel the same now.
Yep, you're noticing that, yes, there's
Then
something happening. You're
I'll
not
just
sure what.
continue my watch then and not wake up Jeremy.
Sure. So you have there's as part of some things happening, we talked about this a little bit, where you have the you can make a 4-hour watch and sleep for 4 hours and go from there. A lot like how elvish people can, but you have to actually sleep instead of elves in my universe do sleep as well, because that always bothered me on a personal level. But here we are.
Fair. All right, very good then.
All right, so 4 hours later.
Jeremy,
Oh,
Jeremy, wake
yes.
up.
Rybos, my turn?
You feel refreshed?
Yes, very much so. I feel like I could even. How long have we been sleeping for?
Not as long as you probably need, but for a bit.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna get a little shut-eye myself
Of
now.
course, of course. I kind of looks up and is like, all right, I will take the next watch and I will wake up Sunny probably after that.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Good night, Rybos.
Find a pile of brush or
All right.
Follow the
Perfect.
bush.
yeah.
All right. So go ahead and give me a perception check.
That is a 7.
7. You're caught up a little bit listening to the river, which, coming from a place called Three Rivers, it definitely has been. So you get a little nostalgic there, and kind of
Nice.
wondering how they're doing.
I hope everyone's all right. It will be all right. Jeremy, make it great. Friends will make it right. And just start thinking about, you know, the future now that we have fresh potatoes and like getting a little more like, yeah, we can do this, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, and you guys will have roughly a week or so. Roads are always different, but you'll have to get to where you're going, but 10 days to get there.
Does Gollum have the body?
No.
No.
No, we
Because Goblin has a coffin. She has a coffin, and she's riding south in order to, under the guise of delivering this corpse to a temple or a burial ground or something.
I just forget how we're transporting the body all of a sudden.
It's wrapped in linens
Yeah.
and on
Okay.
the back, I believe.
Back of the horse?
Yeah,
Oh,
on my horse.
Yes, it was wrapped in linens, and didn't you guys put it in something else?
Maybe put it in a new bag.
Yeah, it was just a
Oh,
new
new
bag.
bag.
So it
Oh,
looked
right,
exactly
right.
like it did before.
Right,
but-
and it's just on
Okay.
the back of the
It's
horse.
not
Yeah.
rotted and gross.
Right.
Drippy.
Yeah, gross, nasty.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't have stain.
Ew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
broken down
so you
potatoes.
guys haven't looked at it since it's been wrapped up in the linens.
Probably good.
So,
fine.
Rybos, you were the only one that got to experience the horror of that. Keeping a body in the bag for almost 10 days.
Unpleasant.
So, did a little research on what happens to a corpse after that.
They're not pretty.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. So as you're waiting there, it starts to get lighter and lighter. It's daybreak, and you're doing the math in your head. And you're like, that's not right. Sunny's not going to have to do a watch.
All right.
Bitch
What?
gets out of everything.
Rybos.
No, that's not right. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sunny will have to do a
Not quite,
watch.
yeah.
My bad. I did my math wrong. I had 6 hours on me. So anyway.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, that is right. You still need another 2 hours of sleep to get a long rest, but it'll be light by the time this happens because you guys
Oh,
traveled.
we did travel into the dark for a
Ah,
couple
gotcha.
hours.
Yeah.
Or an hour.
That's where in my head I made a note and then forgot what the note was.
Wow, Rybos, so generous with his time. I appreciate that. All right, I'll wake up Sunny. Sunny.
So it's now bright out, like when she wakes you up.
Good morning.
Morning.
I need just a couple more hours of sleep, if you don't mind watching.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's morning already though.
I know, it's great. You can
So why don't
see.
you can wake up whenever you want. It's been about 8 hours.
Okay.
I just
Or he
need,
can
I need
keep
like
sleeping.
2 more
Up to you.
hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
sleep
gonna
tight.
keep
Thank
my
you.
eyes open.
Fluff my books.
Think of some good jokes.
Fun.
All right, go ahead and make a perception.
Out of 10.
Okay. All right. So what are you doing with your time?
Probably just wandering around the camp a little bit because I'm like, well, it's up already morning. I'm not sure what I'm really supposed to be watching for. I mean, I guess I'll watch the sun finish rising. It's pretty. And I'll probably just like look for animals to fawn over. Look at the squirrel! Aw, what a cute little squirrel.
Fawning over the fauna.
Oh.
Yeah.
morning, trees.
Exactly.
So, it goes off without a hitch. Sunny's little, just like hanging out in the
Typical
bushes.
Sunny.
She said good morning, trees, so I'm gonna add to that. I'm like, "Ooh, good morning.
they,
Good morning."
they all give you a good morning kind of thing. And they're waking up as well, because, you know, they're getting into the wake up photosynthesis cycle.
Perfect.
But, yeah.
Best watch ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not quite. Yeah, it's getting there. But that's, it'll come up.
okay. 'Cause that's my
Yeah.
level ability.
Exactly, yeah, and so, but that's part of the, this next bit.
So I
That-
can't
that-
do that with my
not
weapon either.
quite yet.
Okay.
But that will pop up during this thing, but yeah, it'll happen.
All right.
It'll happen before any fighting happens.
Okay.
That's for sure,
It
yeah.
makes a difference
Yes,
in my bonuses.
absolutely, yes, that will 100% happen before there's rule questions, doing and writing over here.
I was just going for my role-playing aspect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Doing it
All
right.
right, so, yeah, you guys are all rested up and ready to go. All that good stuff.
Well, Rybos, you should have woke me up earlier. You didn't have to go through, a couple, 2 watches. I could have handled it.
It's nothing really. I'm finding I don't need as much rest as I used to.
Oh,
Happens sometimes as we get older.
really? Will I be able to do that too?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. I like it. I
I'm
like it,
going to make a
Rybos.
nature check.
Resting's weird.
Okay, sure. That's a 23.
You think about it for a little bit, and you know that elves do that, and you're like, oh, right.
And she
Elves
kind of like
have to
knocks
say
on her
that.
horn. She's like, "Oh yes, yes, I forget. You're half elf."
Is that why this is happening?
That sounds right to me. Elves tend to do that less sleep than most, in my knowledge.
Just have to take your word for it, I guess.
Well, it's very cool. I like it a lot, Rybos.
It's
Very nice.
Definitely has its advantages.
I say so. I feel wonderful.
Me too.
Well,
I feel closer to the earth than ever before.
The more
you should talk
wake
to
up-
Sunny about that.
She said, me too.
The more you wake up, the more you notice that that burning is still underneath of the ground. It's not underneath your feet, but it's like in front of you. If you bent down, it'd be right there. You
Interesting.
know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
But it hasn't gone away. It was there when you were sleeping.
And it moves as I move?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. You're not entirely sure what's happening, but something's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just kind of watching the ground in front of my feet as I'm getting.
And you can tell where it is, but you can't see it, if that makes sense. You just know where, when you move, it moves like in front of you.
So instead of hearing me talking to myself as you all are used to, you just kind of see me walking around aimlessly, like something has my attention and I'm following it around, but there's nothing there.
Like a cat with a laser pointer. or something.
Totally.
Are you trying to talk to the plants? Here, you can borrow my mask.
What? No, I don't think that's quite what's happening here.
Oh, okay.
Thank
I'm
you,
just
though.
trying to help.
Are you feeling okay, Rybos?
I feel great.
You know, when you're wearing that around Rybos, right now you can hear a low rumble growl kind of thing. And it's not coming from Rybos, but it's coming from the area around Rybos.
I'm gonna do the weird,
It's
like,
only when you have
walk
the mask
toward, like, the whole hot and cold
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah. So right now you have Rybos wandering around, staring at the ground and trying to figure out what's happening, and then Sunny following him, going back and forth. Just-
Rybos, I think.
Are you mocking me?
I'll take it off for a second
No,
and do
yeah.
the back and forth thing. And
Shkaba, I'm
No,
concerned.
Stop making fun of me.
I'm not making fun of
I
you.
feel like you just should just lay it out, pull the fear out.
No, I think I know what he's talking about.
I don't have to kill her. She's not
Oh,
making
boy.
fun of me.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Never mind. And I just keep going
Alright,
backward.
sure. Alright.
I have real friends.
Oh, we got to get moving. We should have some
Okay,
breakfast.
yes, here we
and
go.
let's go. So we'll eat really fast and then we can go from there.
Yes, we don't really have to hurry. Just travel at a normal pace and not bring attention to ourselves.
Oh, right, that second part. Mhm.
Fine, I'll get back in the pocket.
I was like
Good.
staring at Jeremy and reach into a pouch and pull out some rations.
I'll fly back in the pocket when he says
Yeah,
I'm
that.
sorry.
Casual, right?
Yes,
Exactly.
right. Like
Yes.
Jeremy's kind of like sweating a little bit, just like, oh.
I'll just like focus on eating and go get on my horse.
All right.
Okay. All
I have
right.
to miss you.
Sorry about that.
When you hop up on the horse,
Just trying to wake up.
it feels more distant, and the feeling that you've had over the last couple of days starts to fade a little. When you're on top
Is it a
of it.
relief or is it disconcerting to me?
It's not either. It's the further you get away from it, the less you feel that feeling that you've been feeling over the last couple of days, and and like if you hop up and then hop back down, the closer you get to it, the stronger it gets.
But it's still going where I'm going.
Exactly.
Right? It's
Yep.
not like it's in that area where we camped. but
Right.
if
Yes.
Ride for a bit, get off, it's still there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So you just travel off for a little bit. Looks like you have something to.
I was just gonna ask for a pee break.
Yeah, we can do that. We can go have a little break and be back here in
1 second.
7 minutes?
Really quick, so
10,
fast.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. I can't remember what it is now. Bye. And we're back. So where we left off was we woke up. I think. Yeah,
Had some
about it.
breakfast.
Yep.
Yeah,
I have
you
some
did.
trees.
Yep. And are starting down the road. So throughout the day, you pass by, which this has been pretty common as you guys have been coming up, but little villages here and there. So they end up being, you guys travel about 24 miles in a day, which is typical. A little bit more because you're on horseback and they're able to move a little bit faster than you guys, but not you're not galloping away kind of thing.
Run.
Until now.
Which and for you, you're only traveling at like 2/3 speed.
Yeah, this is very slow.
Yeah, you just locking the wings and just
Yeah, just catching that air current.
yeah. But yeah, there's every 10-ish, 15 miles or so, you run up to another small town, and then another one here, another one there, just kind of as you're passing through on this road. They're usually a little bit further off the road, but not too far off, especially with the river. You're seeing them a lot closer to the river than anything else because that's how that goes. It's a little more populated here. There's you're seeing more farms and more buildings, and the area around doesn't have as many forests. It looks like this ends up being kind of the river meanders. You can tell it kind of goes away from the road and then comes back and goes away from the road. On the west. Nope, I'm sorry, on the south side, because you guys are coming northward. So it'd be like west, south, west, that kind of thing is where that whole river would be. So I'm trying to get it in place in my own head there. But yeah, it kind of comes in and out, and then does that more and more. And you can see as you're coming up, it's really starting to meander. So if this thing gets flooded, puts a bunch of water into the area, which makes for really good farmland because you have that consistent rain that hits. So this is a richer soil for this, which means a hell of a lot more people.
What kind of crops? Do we pass any type of crops and stuff?
Here and there, yeah. The people grow a variety of different foods, but a lot of grains. That's kind of the majority of things because it keeps real well.
Yeah.
And that's what they're told to grow.
That's right.
All right, so pretty calm, pretty smooth. There does seem to be a group of soldiers or two kind of pass you on the road, which is not super uncommon, but you're seeing a lot more of right now, especially with all of the fighting going on back where you came from. And about halfway through the day, you guys take a break, eat some food, and let the horses relax. You're by the water. And anything you guys are doing?
I get off the horse and tie it up to a near tree. Just gonna walk around and just kind of kick the dirt a little bit, kick some rocks, see if I can just try to get a better bearing on if it's me, if it's the earth. Like I'm just trying to figure out this whole thing that I'm hearing and feeling.
Yeah, you kind of kick it around. You do notice that when you get near the river and you're staring at the river, you feel it further away from you.
Ooh.
Like it's, go ahead and make a intelligence or investigation. I guess it's the same if you have 0 on it.
It is. It's the
Right?
same for me. 12.
12. Likely that's the riverbed. So when you're looking straight down at it, because it's further away, it's because there's ground further down. See what I'm saying? So it seems to be associated with the ground and your relation to it.
As I have that realization, I'm going to turn around from the river and start walking back the other way. I'm going to pull out my spear and just like jab it into the ground every few feet.
When the first time you jab it in there, the spear goes into the ground. Like you hit it in there and something pulls it out of your grasp.
Hey!
You're like,
What the hell?
Rybos, are you okay?
Like,
That
what's
what?
really
My,
gone?
my spear!
And I'm like get on my knees and
Sure.
pull off my shield and just start like digging.
Rybos?
Alright.
It's like
Rybos?
kicking up dirt like a dog digging.
Yep. And so there's a crowd of people that kind of pass by that are just on a cart, like,
Don't mind my friend.
what the hell? And just pick it up a little bit, just to get past you. And then after a while, you hear clink as you hit something. Something, not metal, not wood, but something.
I'll toss the shield aside and just start using my hands to try to uncover the border of whatever this is.
I'm assuming you guys are all looking at that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
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 we're
yeah.
watching, yeah. I
So
would-
there's, what color was the light that you normally have when you, like for example, shoot off an Eldritch Blast or use False Life?
It's a mix.
Mhm.
I mean, from the elvish side, it's usually bluish purple.
Mhm.
From the orcish side, it's greens and browns.
So there's greens and browns kind of steaming off of Rybos.
Ooh, dude.
Is that his
Stink
normal
line.
color?
Yeah.
Totally.
I feel like that's a new color. Is that a new color?
We've seen this
Yeah,
color before, yeah.
You've
This
seen it when
is-
he self-flagellates.
Oh.
But it's usually pulses.
Yes.
It's not like tendrils of
Yes.
floating away
But
from
this
me.
is.
But this is.
Yeah.
It's a different presentation.
Do you
Same
think-
magic, different thing.
Okay.
So
Should we help him
you
dig?
find an alabaster white thing. You're not sure what it is.
Behind
You
you.
can grab onto it. It's right there. It's like a bleached bone white.
I'll pull it up out of the
Sure.
ground.
It's more like it's like a little nub of, almost like if you were pulling up the root of a tree kind of thing. You know, like it's something that you can grip onto, and then as you tug on it, it doesn't want to come out. But you do see as you go ahead and pull. Go ahead and make a wisdom check or charisma.
Charisma definitely better for me. 14.
So, Rybos, as you're doing that, you start and like pulling this thing out by its teeth, and there's a you start to notice this now as you're pulling this out, and the more dirt comes out of the way. There's that greenish brownish light that just starts spitting out like almost like a little spirits, and then they'll dissipate. And
Just like,
yep.
Whoa.
And then you start to notice on you, there's that kind of light steaming off of you.
I'll just keep trying to pull at whatever it is, try to focus my attention on the alabaster object as
Sure, sure.
opposed to all of the things that are going on around or on me.
All right. So as you go to pull that up, go ahead and make a athletics.
How come they can fly and I can't?
Rybos, this is crazy. You need to
I'm
stop.
going to use my inspiration.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check to kind of puzzle
Much
out what's
better.
going on here.
21.
There you go.
Nice job, guys.
22.
I rolled a 4 the first.
So as you pull this out, you recognize you've done a little bit of reading up on magic and what happens in magic and that kind of thing. This appears to be some sort of like akin to how a conjuration spell is described. As if you're pulling something through a portal. Because as you start pulling this up, there's the ground itself is almost black, and the green and brown light is emanating from it a little swifter. And every time you pull, there's more. And then you feel it almost, it feels like there's not ground around it anymore. And then as you pull it out, it's very smooth. And what does your pact weapon look like?
As I pull this shaft from the ground, it's an alabaster white bone, and I hold it aloft, and it's just a very sharp-tipped spear bone, and then all of a sudden, it begins to pulse with a black, shadowy ripple, and scales of shale and obsidian start to overlap like an armor on it, like almost like a dragon skin. And as it goes up to the tip, it explodes into multiple tips. You see it all form together into a red ruby, like a blood ruby
nice.
spear tip. And then the shadows flow back along the shaft as I hold it there. As I stare at it for a moment and lift my hand up and open my hand, you see a portal of dark light starts swirling from my hand, and the whole spear just dissipates into a smoke tendril into my hand as I close my fist, and then I have nothing.
I'm gonna walk up, like put my adjust my mask and walk up to a tree. Was that like a tree root or something? I don't understand.
The
You-
tree
what?
is quaking in fear.
Yeah.
As far as
Me
trees
too,
can,
buddy.
it's more like you almost hear it being like, well, that's not right. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither,
But I
buddy.
can't go anywhere, so I'm a tree.
I'm gonna. I'll protect you, and I'm just gonna like stand in front of the tree.
As I look now very calm, more than usual, and I pick up my shield that I had dug into the earth with and strap it back on and just kind of climb out of this hole that I dug myself.
Jeremy's in
And
shock.
brush myself off uncharacteristically, like I'm clean.
You can tell that the ground there's a pit, like almost like you took a post hole digger and dug out or like you're digging with your hands kind of thing to get at this, whatever this thing is. And then when you pulled it out, it was just almost like a smooth board, just cone that goes down to the bottom and then stops.
Nice.
But it's enough to, if you stepped in it, it'd probably snap your ankle.
Ooh.
You're gonna fill that in, right?
Just nonchalantly walk right back to my horse and get on.
Oh, so nothing that didn't happen just now, Rybos. As you were like walking by and she's like looking at you, still in shock. We're not going to talk about this?
I'm just totally like in my own world, and I
Oh.
just start riding.
Good speaking, Rybos. Yes, I really appreciate it when you don't talk to me.
Maybe
You're
you
not
should
gonna
let
fit
him
in the
like borrow
hole?
a book so he can learn how to speak better.
I'm riding away at this point.
All right, well, I guess we better catch up.
I'm gonna fill in the hole.
Sure. Alright, it takes a little bit.
I'll hop on my horse and try to catch up to
There's not enough
Rybos.
dirt, weirdly enough. As if you dig a hole, there's not. It doesn't feel like there's enough dirt to put it back in
Yeah.
there. It's like that, but then it's also a few extra inches of like.
Dang.
You're like,
Well, how close is it to the? It's
it's
right
close
on
enough
the
where
water.
people aren't gonna. It's not right next to the water, but it's close. But it's as you fill that up, it's filled up enough where no one's gonna hurt themselves. But
Okay.
it's not filled up all the way, and you're like,
I'm gonna try to smooth out these edges here. Maybe.
sure.
Yeah.
Tearing off grass and putting it on top. But, yeah.
I'm
There
gonna
you
see
go.
if I can find like a taller stick or something,
Sure.
like mark the hole so nobody like puts a foot in it.
Rybos is like,
Yep,
Yeah.
Jeremy went after, so it's
I'm
just
not riding
Shikaba
fast.
and
oh yeah,
Just
just regular
walking
speed.
on the
But you guys
horse.
know that you can catch up really quick.
yeah,
So yeah.
easy.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah, I ain't never seen anything like that before.
I thought it was just like a tree root, but I don't like. It kind of went into his hand.
was kinda
Maybe
gross.
he can talk to trees now too.
Interesting theory.
That's a good edge, you know. It's possible.
Maybe. Well, we should probably catch up.
Yeah, I guess so. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Take 2 steps.
I
This
climb
is
up
the slowest
Rybos
you've
and
traveled in weeks. You know what I mean? Like this.
Look, we have time. Do not worry. I think I can still see them.
All right. You guys, any talking or just silence and anger?
Jeremy just tries to catch up and it's just like, Rybos, you going to speak or are you going to just talk to yourself the whole time?
As she catches up to me,
No, I wasn't speaking to myself.
Not yet.
Not very recently.
What has happened out there in the broad daylight right next to the street?
What do you mean?
The glowing and green and brown and
look at my hand.
oh yeah,
intently,
that weird thing that you did with your hand.
and I'll turn it towards Jeremy as,
No,
as
no,
we're
no.
riding.
One thing with that, so your spear hand, right-handed?
Left.
Oh, you're left-handed. It says shield in right hand, spear in left. Gotcha. So, does your family have a family crest or anything like that?
What my spellcasting focus is
So
bad.
that's- so it's up to you if you want it on the palm or you want it on your wrist or what have
On
you.
the palm.
Gotcha.
Would be
So
good.
that is, what does it look like for the audience?
If you can see this, can you see this? Because I can't see what the camera looks like. This emblem right here.
Little closer. Oh, gotcha. All right.
That there.
Gotcha. So it's almost like a or it's like a line straight down the middle, and then
It's like
chevron,
two arrows
and then
pointed at each other
yeah,
with
yeah.
a little bit of shaft in between.
A little bit of
That's
shaft.
the basic.
Sorry.
Oh, maybe we're just talking about shaft.
All right. So, but yes, that is on your palm.
So as I turn that, you see that emblem.
No, and I kind of just like starts to pull it back her horse.
I think it's okay, and I'll close my fist and open it, and as I raise my hand, that portal opens up.
Oh, that's
and
okay.
swirls, and it's like,
Stop it,
it's like
Rybos.
bone comes growing out of my palm and then grows in both directions. And that whole thing I described with the scales of stone and the ruby tip all just happens very quickly. And then you can see that it's a spear.
What is the wait?
Hopefully it's a
Wait.
great that
The
one.
thing does look.
This is the greatest spear I have ever seen.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Very, very scary though.
I have been.
It looks more to you guys, or you're just seeing it as a. It looks more like a spellcaster's staff, just sharper. You know what I mean? Like, because if you saw that out in the street,
Oh,
people
yeah.
would likely think wizard rather than.
Very much
Have
so.
I ever seen that symbol before?
Go ahead and make a history check.
21.
All right. No, but you recognize the style. So there's
It's
the
a-
orcs of the north end up having their own like runic alphabet kind of thing. And is that associated with that at all?
Yes, it's known
That's what I
known as a window horn.
Yeah.
It's a combination of multiple runes that represents life and death.
So you know that it's a lot about duality, and then life and death pops up, but then past that, yeah, that works out. Cool. Thought that there was a meaning behind it because I was just making some shit up.
And, the amulet that I wear is the window horn, but it's
Gotcha.
bone.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Don't know if
I
anybody else
like
has ever noticed that, but
No, you
No.
got that pretty.
Yeah.
I keep it under my shirt. You'll see me when I'm casting.
Right.
Touch it occasionally.
Not anymore. You won't.
I won't need to, but I'll still wear it for sentimental
Oh, for sure.
purposes.
But yeah, you can definitely feel the magic coursing, like what you that humming, that pulsing, that warmth in your hand.
Oh, it's now with me all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah, it's
Oh,
it was
nice.
like it's not an ever-present constant nagging like it was. It's calmer. You can tell that it's there, and you can tap into that. But then that's you can push your magic through that.
Nice.
It's very, very strong but light and quick. Quick
Yes.
to
It's
see.
like stabbing.
I like
I've got a
each
flinch
side of
every
her head
time.
as she's riding next to me.
Look how agile this spear is. I
very agile, very much good for you, Rybos. I think
imagine
that it's suiting.
what I could hunt with this for us.
Every time that he stabbed past you, you almost heard a humming.
Huh.
Are they
Yeah.
fighting? I'm like peering through the hole.
So
Should we
Rybos
be
is attacking
yeah.
Jeremy. and
Should
Jeremy's
we
not
be
in there.
concerned? Are they fighting? Maybe we should check on them. I feel like that's
Even if
not.
they are fighting, he's got that spear and it comes out of his hand. I'm not even gonna fuck with
Okay,
him.
but he also has my booze.
But so
So.
do I. I have some too.
Okay, maybe like we should just check on them.
Híjole. We'll get there. Do not worry.
Jeremy's just like, all right, I think this is good for you.
I think it's great for all of us.
I do as well. But we'll keep it to ourselves, if you know what I mean. It's,
I don't think it would work for anyone else. Here, try, hold it.
reaches out.
And when you grab it, it's surprisingly light. You're thinking it was going to be a lot heavier, and then as you hold on to it, it gets a lot heavier, and it becomes the spear that you had before, and then, or sorry, like as heavy as the spear that you had before.
And the appearance just kind of fades into a mundane spear.
Oh no, sorry, wasn't when it gets out of your reach, it disappears. Isn't that what?
After 1 minute, or
Gotcha.
5 minutes, I'd have to look it up. But
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't
yeah, so-
immediately
so that'll
disappear.
work.
But
So,
if
yeah,
I'm not
so you end up-
holding it,
right.
what we had worked out is
Yeah,
it
works.
just appears mundane to anyone
Right.
else.
Perfect. Okay, that's what I couldn't remember which was rule and which was.
Yeah,
what
the
we were
look
just
of
talking
it
about.
being mundane, if I'm not holding
Right.
it, was what we were doing.
So this
So
is illusion magic?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting that.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, you're
Good
killing
night.
it today.
22.
Jeremy, the knowledge.
I know
Yeah.
things.
What'd you
I
get?
speak and I know things. Oh, 20, sorry.
Nice.
22.
22. So it is definitely not illusion magic because the weight changed. And from what you saw before, especially when he was doing that thing in the air, this is holy conjuration magic is what brought that out. But it must be keyed onto him, or otherwise, because it's not working for you, it
Right.
went away.
Very interesting, Rybos. This magic is unique. And I'm gonna hand the spear back.
As I grasp it, shadows just emanate from my hand down the shaft.
I kinda, like,
Each
pull my
dir-
hand
each
away
direction, and
quickly.
it regains its appearance. And then I just open my hand and it goes swirling back into my hand as if into another dimension.
Spear.
Well, that'll be handy, Rybos. Wink, wink.
I think I got what you did there.
Funny couple.
I think they're just playing around. I think it's okay. I think I saw Rybos smile,
Definitely.
so
Which has
I
been
think they're okay.
Yeah.
Because I assume we can't hear them. I don't know how high we're hovering.
How high are you?
We're not too high. I think we're like only like 15 feet off the ground.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys can hear Sunny be like, "Are they okay?"
That was a good one, Jeremy.
It's
Yes.
1 minute. If it's
Yeah.
more than 5 feet away from me for 1 minute, it disappears, or I can do it myself.
All right. So you guys travel around for the rest of the day, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of commotion, and yeah, pretty calm. So because these roads are heavily guarded and that kind of thing, I want to skip ahead a little bit because there's not a whole lot a very well guarded road is going to pose for you guys. There are some villagers here and there that you end up stopping with and having very brief, almost small talk-esque information where they ask, any news, what do you have going on, that kind of thing, which you guys have been trying to keep to yourselves and are clad in armor and weapons and stuff like that. And, so not a lot of people approach you. If they do, they're just morning and then just move on. Like they assume that you're mercenaries or something like that and don't want to get on your bad side, so might as well just stay the hell away from you.
It's wise.
Yep. Most town folk have that, like, all right, you can do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. You go ahead and.
Yeah, I'll be over here.
Somebody
Yep.
over here still alive.
Sunny, could you, over the next couple days, go ahead and give me a few wisdom checks. Just start with the first one, and we'll see where we go from there.
17?
17, all right, so with the first day, actually. This is about 2 days in, so we'll just kind of I'll let you guys know how many days and that kind of thing. So 2 days after that, so you guys had 9 rations, Shkabal, you had 1.
Yeah.
And then, so then 2 days later, how are you run out of rations after that second day. So I guess we'll do that. The following night, you end up eating your last ration. You are now like,
Okay.
well, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
No, that's fine. Are we still pretty close to the river? Or?
Yeah. You're close enough where you could go over it if you wanted to try fishing, that kind of thing.
Solid,
Absolutely. Do you have any fishing gear?
No, but I've got talents.
There you go. All right. I'll go ahead and
Bird.
Do the old school way here.
Right, there you go. Make a survival check.
Nice.
Yeah, sweet.
Badass.
Yeah, that works
Absolutely.
perfectly. Uh, 17.
All right, so you know that the scrawling is not necessary, but you do it every time because you're flying up overhead.
It's like an instinct.
It's just instinct.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
So if you miss it with your 4 claws, then you end up catching it. Like you stick your legs into the water and snag onto it, and then just swim back to shore.
Yeah.
All else fails, but not a lot of fish get away from it. But yeah, you're able to get a few rations for a couple hours of work. Go ahead and roll. What'd you get? Was it 17?
Yeah.
Roll a d6
Yeah.
plus 1.
6.
So you end up finding more fish than you're going to be able to eat before they start going bad. So
That's all right.
yeah, you end up coming back with what would amount to 7 days worth of fish.
Oh, solid.
And just,
job.
so you come up with like the fish just tied by their tails and just slap it down in front of everybody. I'm not too big on what fish you can find in rivers, so if anyone has any input there. If not,
Just go
there's
with like
salmon.
salmon.
It's a big river.
Yeah.
well, it's
Pike. It's a
It's a-
fish, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's a few days away from the ocean, and it's flowing obviously towards the ocean.
Salmon.
not
Salmon?
the mountain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whatever, yeah, why not?
It's
It's-
scared them all salmon.
No, I mean,
Nice.
sure. Fantasy fish. So yes, but you're able to you caught quite a bit. And,
Salmon.
Solid.
you
Yeah, no, I'm gonna share. Like, amigos, I've got dinner for the next couple days.
Skabah, where did you get all of those fish?
There's a river down the way over there.
Oh yes, but you caught them
you
yourself.
guys have been hearing
Yeah.
stop over the last little while.
Man,
So
the fishermen of my village would be envious, my friend.
Well, you know, I got the magic touch, you know.
Very nice. Let's cook those up.
Okay, yeah.
all right, so ignore what I said about the those rations. So you end up finding 7 of them. So all of you get to eat for this day, and then the next day you'll have 3 left, which I would say probably after day 3, your fish will start not being so fresh.
That's fine.
Because of my people being near the ocean, near the water, and the
Yeah, cleaning fish would be something that both of you guys would probably
what
be
about
pretty.
preserving fish, smoking fish?
Um,
Would I know how to do that?
You've probably seen it done, but it wasn't your forte. You could give it a shot, but it wouldn't be something that you would intrinsically know. You'd more like, I caught a bunch of fish and hand it out to somebody. You would know how to fillet it, which wouldn't be a problem. But then smoking it would be a whole other process that you could definitely attempt because you've seen it enough and probably have done it a few times. But it's been years, because you've been traveling around and that kind of thing.
Fair.
But yeah, survival check.
As I'm helping you fillet these,
Mm-hmm.
you notice too, the longer I hold the dagger that I'm filleting the fish with, it starts to pulse a little bit with green and brown. Oh. No. Packed weapon, that one.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, you're
Hex
able to have
weapon, that
more
one.
than one.
Well, the
Oh, I
one,
see
the,
what you're
the
saying.
packed
Yes.
weapon that I conjure automatically gets the bonuses of the hex blade,
Right.
and then I can still have one physical weapon that I bond with.
Yeah.
So I'll take that dagger and put it in the back of my bandolier.
Some of the individuals in my village used to preserve the fish by smoking it.
Oh,
I think we could do that, so.
I'll try to take some. I'll go cut a couple of live branches off the trees and just kind of make a dome to catch the smoke that's coming off of the fire, and yeah,
That's a good idea.
I'll wet a leaf and wrap it, and then kind of put them in the little makeshift oven that we make to
That works.
try to smoke some of it.
I'm gonna walk up in one of the
Go ahead
ones
and
that
make
you
a
have like.
survival with advantage. Based on your equal knowledge.
Or 19.
One of the ones that you
22.
guys
It
have
looks easier
prepared was
than
gonna
what I
like.
was originally thinking.
22.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So you're able to smoke the whatever fish you guys don't eat for today. So 3 days worth of smoked fish.
All right.
solid.
Also, while
Now
you're
it won't get bad.
smoking the fish, it had set that up and are waiting for it. Anyone else doing anything?
As they're like wrapping the fish in like leaves or whatever. I'm
Oh,
just,
so yeah, there would be. So this would be while it's processing.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like before they
Right.
even get it to
Gotcha,
the
cool.
smoker. Yeah, I'm like, oh, these look nice.
No. You don't want to eat that one. You want to eat the one that's on
Since
the
when
fire.
do you
or
eat,
something.
Sonny?
I don't know. You guys seem to be making a really big deal about it. I thought I would give it a try.
I've heard of tribes that do eat the fish raw, but it's not the best way to eat.
I mean, Jeremy would, but.
Oh, here you go.
I mean, yes, I would.
Full Gollum mode, just munching on raw fish.
It's very good.
I'm sure it's delicious. I prefer my meat cooked, if necessary.
I
if
like
possible.
cook meat too, but. And just start like going at it.
I said, let's work for us.
Yeah, true, very true.
Nice. All right. Anything else you guys are doing while you're in that thing? So while you're smoking the fish and watching it, you notice, all of you, that Rybos not there.
Just like
There's-
staring into the fire and smoke.
You hear a different voice than what you're used to. Well, you've heard these before, so these would be of your elvish ancestors, which have been popping in and out on occasion, but haven't been as strong as your orcish. But there's a singing happening, and it sounds like Elven, but you can't understand it.
Is it a dirge or is it happy?
It's optimistic dirge, if that makes sense. It's like a war song of some sort, but you can tell it's grandiose, but you're not sure what the subject matter is.
I'll try to focus on it and make it out, memorize the song if I
Sure,
can.
yeah. So it ends up being old Elvish, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So almost like how, if somebody was speaking Latin to us, we'd be like, I can get some of those words, but you're not going to understand intrinsically what it's saying, but they're more or less talking about fighting in some capacity, and you do recognize the word dragon, and then you do recognize the word like fiend, beast, more or less monster. There's a lot going on with that, and then you start hearing a chant, and you don't know what the chant's. The words for the chant you're not quite getting, but you definitely get the feeling that you should throw your shield onto the fire. Can't explain it, but it's there.
At this point, you see me gain my feet and start almost like a
That's
like a
another
shaka.
episode.
And I'm chanting
Rybos.
in a language that you don't understand.
Yep,
Is
yep.
this part?
And I
I'm
reach
still
back
in
and
the
pull my shield off my back
All right.
and throw it into the fire.
Yep. There's a bunch of sparks and stuff that come off fire. A log or two rolls out. Like it's a mess.
That's
But-
how they smoke the fish, huh?
As you toss your shield into it, it starts to burn, and then you kind of snap out of it.
Why the hell is my shield on the fire? And I'll go in to grab it.
Sure. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check to see how much you get burned doing this.
Big hitter.
Hey, I'm rolling well right now. I probably shouldn't say those words out loud.
Alright.
20 total.
Oh, nice. Go ahead and roll a d6. You can only take a d6 of fire damage.
Nice.
Could be worse.
2.
All right. So you definitely get burned up on the forearms and all that. And as you're grabbing onto this thing, you're picking up something that as you're lifting it, it's not your shield. And as you guys are looking, the fire has gone green, starting out where the shield is burning. And so you start, after you get your hands on this, you start to notice that green flame.
Oh, these gunners coming.
I dive in and grab it and pull it out.
Sure.
This
So you don't pull out like a shield. You end up grabbing something and you start pulling it out, and it's a pair of horns. And so you have those in your hands, and the green fire is still coming up, and you just have a hold of these horns, and then it's attached to more that's in there, but it's
I'll
and it
start
flares
walking
out.
backwards, see if I
Oh,
can
yeah.
pull this whatever it is out.
You pull this thing out that this creature, whatever it was, would have had its head would be the size of your torso, at the very least. But the skull appears to be broken, which is what you have. It's almost like there's the eyes, and then it seems to be broken on where the mouth would be, and then a splinter of it coming off to the side. And then as you pick it up, you're holding the horns, and you're like, and do you lift it straight up, or do you turn it?
I turn it around
Right.
so I can look at the back of it.
So look at the back of it. So you all see the front side of it, and then there is a symbol on there. Let me go ahead and get that here for you. There's 3 lines, all There's one straight up and down, and then two of them at kind of an angle. So, and then an arch over top of those. So it's going to look something like that.
Ooh, pretty.
So that across the forehead of this thing, and then a series of different runes all up and down the what would be the jawline, but the jawline is broken. You're not entirely sure what this creature would be, but it has horns that kind of come backwards and then poke out, if that makes sense. The skull cap of it looks like it's very thick, like this thing would be used to ram into stuff, and it's heavy, like it was metal, not like it's bone.
It's like
So
hit it with my fist a couple of
you
times.
you guys see the front of it, so with all those symbols and all that. And then you see on the back of it, there is a handle and a leather strap.
I'll try to put it on like a
Oh.
shield and strap it to my forearm.
Yep. You can tell that this thing's not complete, if that makes sense. Like where it's almost like how if you had a kite shield, but then this section of it was cut out, where the broken piece would be. And you're like, okay. But the horns, when you have that up, they come up to all, like you could, if you hold it like this, your head would be in between where the horns would be, kind of thing. So this is a large skull, and it's a little heavier than the shield that you're used to, but it's definitely interesting.
Where the hell did this come from?
Rybos, what in the 9 hells is going on here?
Speaking of nine hells, you looking at it, go ahead and make an intelligence check or investigation. Little joke in there for you guys.
It's a 12.
That's enough because it's very obvious. All of those little symbols on there, as he's holding it up and looking it around, you're recognizing some of them.
Yay! Ruins.
You're pretty familiar with these because they appear to be very similar to the ones in your book.
Cool! Learning something new! Yay!
You're not entirely sure why, but you're like,
Wait. Why is that the same thing? Rybos?
Yes.
These are runes on your new skull thing. It's very similar to runes in my book thing.
I'll kind
Can
of
you
flip
read
it
them?
and look at it.
Oh
Do
no,
I
I've never
recognize
been
the
able to
runes,
read
though?
them.
nope, gibberish.
That's just some lines. That's not runes
You
that we
recognize
use.
the one on the forehead, though. That one is an old version of. It's like the very bare bones version of the Brentwillith religion. It's like the symbol of Brentwillith. It's it appears to be almost both a crown and a fire, but it's a simplistic version.
Oh, this one?
No, not that one.
You can make a history check to see if you recognize that one. It's a lot less refined than the other ones, or the ones that you guys have seen about and stuff like that.
20 not natural.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're like, oh wait a minute, yeah.
Oh, right, that's a Wintwillith,
Yeah,
if
yes.
I'm not mistaken.
Brentwillith, yes.
Ah, but the rest of these,
I don't recognize those.
I recognize them, but I don't know what it means. It's more of a feeling. But look here, and I'm gonna open my book and like compare it to the side, and
And you open up, like for example, Blade Ward, and there
Yep.
are symbols that are similar. They're not in the same order. They're not all the same. They're not all in your book, but they are on this.
No.
What kind of script is this?
this one right here I use for sharp, pointy objects that come at me, and hopefully it will deflect some of it.
I think this looks like it would do a fine job of stopping those sharp, pointy objects.
Yes, whenever I say, please protect me from sharp, pointy objects, and all of a sudden it's like, and I'm like, oh, right, and then it just, poof.
Now, please protect me from sharp, pointy objects.
And when you turn your hand over, you notice that there's almost like like when you turn your hand over, you still have the thing in your hand, but you notice a little bit of tattooing or something. And if you take a gander at it, it's the same symbol that's on the forehead of this monster.
Oh.
I look at my hand and I look at my wrist.
Stand back, Jeremy.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're like 30 foot away from you. Okay.
I'll concentrate the same way I concentrate on pulling my weapon in and out of the void
Sure.
on my shield hand and see if I can make the shield go into pocket dimension.
Yep, it ends up guiding in a bright green flame and then almost collapses into your hand.
Well, that's handy.
You do feel
Oh, I get
the
it.
warm sensation that you were feeling before, not necessarily the one that's on the ground, but there's like another piece of that feeling you had before, but it's separate, but it's similar.
I'll put out both my hands and see if I can summon the shield and the spear at the same time.
Yep. And so, in fact, when you go to grab the one, you grab both and pull them out. So they're summoned together as a set.
I'll
Kind of thing.
like put my hands together and
So, big old skull of some sort, and then some sort of primitive-looking spear with a ruby blade.
Wow.
I feel
It's about as conspicuous as you can get.
comfortably balanced, if that makes any sense.
No, but
Okay, all right.
yes, this is good. Maybe
Yes,
you are
it
the
is pretty
secret
cool,
to all
right?
this stuff. You seem to have access to something that I struggle to have access with, but it comes naturally to you.
I don't. Yes, but no at the same time. I don't feel like it's me doing this. It's like
Oh, I agree with you there.
something is giving me access to this.
Huh. Giving you access to this. And she looks down at her book and looks over at your weapons and stuff, and it's just like, maybe we are same in some way. Maybe, or these things are same in some way.
There's definitely a link there. Maybe we can figure it out with some help.
Yes, Rybos. This is very interesting. I'm so happy I'm not alone.
Me too. I feel more present and accepted right now than I have ever. Though this has always been
Just got a fish, like.
my power.
Yeah.
The things that I can do have always come from what I thought was my link to my heritage. This is different, but it gives me a feeling of balance between the two worlds I have walked through my life.
Does this mean you're gonna not like stab yourself anymore?
Well, if that needs done, then that needs done.
So no
But
promises.
But right now, I don't feel the need to do that.
Well, that's good.
Well, we will learn together. I'm very, very excited.
And I'll just bring my hands together and as the weapons and shield touches, and they just
Like a dark
swirl
smoke
into
from the spear and then the flame from the shield.
Incredible. Just simply amazing.
I feel safe.
Me too. Very good. Well, this was a wonderful experience. Good rest, everyone.
Let's enjoy this feast of fish our friend has brought us.
Yes, I agree. Very talented individuals we sit with.
I'm like taking my Ikawa and like poking at the fish.
There you go.
It is like, yeah, we're gonna enjoy it. It's like flip it in the air. Like, whee, try to
So
get
it's come on.
Don't play with your food, Sonny.
They'll have 4 days of rations. Everyone else pretty much has 9.
Cool.
Are you eating any of the fish?
I tried to bite of hers while it was raw and was very unimpressed. And
So
now
you're-
I'm just like sitting kind of playing with the fish,
Sure.
thinking I don't want it, but you guys are really excited about it, so.
Very slowly eating it, just
Like a kid watching Parent
Yeah.
and they're like, I don't know about that though.
Like, I'm
you
not
get a
gonna
bone
get
or
to.
two, and you're like,
What?
how do you do this?
How did you get a boner?
Or two.
You don't know me.
My life.
All right, so yeah, you guys
Gross.
kind of chill out for that night there. Things go pretty smooth, and then that next day, while you're all traveling along and meeting the various people on the road, and just hello, do you have your spear or shield out during that time?
No.
Casual,
Alright.
casual.
All right. You keep traveling, and then eventually during at night, during one of your watches there, Sonny,
Okay.
you are drinking your drink and just kind of relaxing and being one with the trees. And these trees are very friendly around this area. They're happy.
I
They've
love
got
them
a lot
too.
Of, a lot of resources. So no one cuts them down. They're pleased to be here. And then there's this strange sense of calm that kind of washes over you. Something that you haven't felt since for a long time ago. You're not entirely sure the length of time. It gets a little muddled. But you remember your old master. And then you see him kind of in a bit of a daydream-esque thing, him walking along. And it's almost like a dreamscape montage of him going from grove to grove to grove. And it's just him walking over and over. And eventually you just kind of snap out of it, and you know that that's true. You know that he's at least traveling from place to place, but it feels like he's still traveling.
Okay.
But you're not entirely sure what that means.
I'm gonna I'm on my watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go a little further out than I normally would, almost
Sure.
as if I was looking for him as he was traveling.
All right.
Just kind of disoriented and
That's
just
fair.
peering around. Yeah, is that here? No, that's in my mind, right?
Yeah.
Am I remembering? I'm just gonna go look over here just in case.
And you're
kind
not
of.
sure where he's at, but you know that he's either at or going to one of the groves.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Another couple of days into your journey, so this will be at after Sunny's thing there. You guys will have 8 each, except for Shkabao, who will have 3.
Yeah.
But and at this point, with the river being right there, I'm gonna actually you guys will be at 8 for a while. You know, pretty much what you're at right now, because Shkabao, I'm sure, over the next couple of days, being able to fish and things like that, you'd be able to hit an equilibrium while you're next to the river because of that. Flight has its advantages.
Nice.
But
Very good.
yeah, not a lot of hunting grounds out here in the floodplains, but definitely fishing.
I love fish. We grew up on a giant sea.
You're actually going towards the sea that you came in on. Like you're going closer to home than you are away.
It's very nice having this to eat. Had I any equipment with me, I could help you, but you do such a great job without any gear at all.
The best equipment in the world.
Just stopping that, like covered with fish blood. I guess.
You're like, bring, cha-ching. Look these.
Do you wear shoes? I don't think you do. Do you?
No, I have talons.
Yep,
so
yep.
I
So
can't.
you can figure something out.
And you poke through.
Wear some sandals or something.
Just like the little
Oh, that's spectacular.
tuxedo shoe topper things.
Right.
I don't know what they're called all of a sudden. Just like little tops.
But yeah, all right. So you travel another. You're about 3 days. No, I'm sorry. You're 5 days into your. I'm sorry. After the 4th day, that's what it is. I had the map in my head. After the 4th day, you come up towards where the river starts to, like, it goes away for a while, then it starts to cut back, and then the road goes over top of it. But there is a, well, there are a couple of guards there's 2 guards, there's 2 horses, and then they have a little campground, like, set up in the middle of the road. And they'll wave at you as you're approaching.
Hello.
They're quite a bit of ways at this point.
Oh, I'll
You guys
just
are
wave.
discussing and all that. So, and when you acknowledge them, they go to sit back down and do whatever they were doing before. And you see another one come in from the woods, and it looks like he just got done answering nature's call and walking back up. They call. You hear them call for somebody else, and somebody else comes over as you guys are walking up. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
So is it just like an encampment?
And they have so you recognize this. So this is the colors of the city that you're going to, Moravin. So Morven has the Brintoilith crown. Mortal, yeah. With it has the crown over top with those 3 bits on there, and then a kind of a semicircle, or not quite a semicircle. It comes almost all the way up, almost like a wreath kind of thing.
Right,
It doesn't
right.
hit quite the top yet, and that's their symbol. It is green, is like on a big flag that they have stuck up there. Very clearly, like, we're part of the government.
Yeah.
We're not bandits, I swear.
They are flying colors of my people,
Oh, all right.
my Elvish people.
Well,
The city we travel to, Morven, that is their symbol and colors.
Should be easy passage across the bridge then, right?
It should be, but
Should I stay in the pocket, or do you think I'm safe to come out?
just don't do anything suspicious or sudden.
So yes.
you're going
stay
to
in
have
the
to
pocket.
stand with the rest of us.
I'm tired of everybody making fun of me and calling me a little kid.
Well, then maybe the pocket is the best choice.
Stick it in the pocket. You're gonna be fine.
Okay, can you fill up my flask really quick, please?
Get it over with now.
She's like keeping it in the pocket so it's small, and like, I can't.
I'll kick yours just a little bit to start speed up to just a little faster than Jeremy, just to get in front, and I'll start approaching.
All right, they one of them kind of comes up and goes, "Road's closed. Sorry." It's it appears to be an Elvish gentleman.
Okay, we can fly.
Bridge is out. Sorry, guys. Got it.
I look at the bridge. Does it look out?
It's around another bend.
Oh.
So you see where like there's the river and then the road's coming straight at it. So you're like, clearly there's going to be a bridge.
Right.
But they're like, sorry.
So what is the other option? We must cross.
You go around.
Around.
Yeah. And he points off to the north. He goes, it's a ways. I'm sorry.
Can I take an insight check
Yeah,
on
go
that
ahead.
broken bridge?
Yeah. So you can't see the bridge yet, but you can do it on the guy.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, that's in that one.
This guy can't be one of the guards. This is, you're like, if I was going to run an ambush, this is how I'd do it. There's just enough trees around here where you're able to block vision off of. Immediate suspicion, because this is exactly what you would do if you were trying to rob people. You just fire from the woods, kill their horses, and let them run, and then take their stuff.
Yeah.
I love that one. So like, just throwing a little bit of, hey,
Here's some sauce.
yeah, 5% chance that you get it wrong. You just don't know, not only not know what's going on, but you guess wrong.
And believe it.
I'm gonna watch the guy that just came out of the John
Mhm.
Forest part.
Right.
So what he's
Pissing
doing.
bush, yeah.
Yeah. Keep my eye on him, just like.
They have crossbows. I mean, like it's definitely, they're armed and they're not well armored, but they're armored.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I trust these guys, but that's just my opinion.
He's like, they're the guard. What are you-
Yes, exactly.
What?
Okay.
How far do we have to go out of the way now to get to Morven?
It's gonna tack on a day or two.
There's no faster way.
I swear.
You could swim,
He's
I guess, but your horses might not do so hot. It gets pretty quick up here. It stops meandering as much.
What happened to the bridge?
Well, that's a good question.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. We don't 100% know, but something jumped up and smashed it. And
Something jumped
It's
up
still-
and smashed.
up, but it's damaged, and we don't know what jumped up there. And we do know that we found pieces of horse and carts and people quite a ways down the river.
Oh.
So,
No,
by the Lord's decree, it's closed.
I agree. It's closed. We should go the other route.
I feel like we should check it out.
I think so
Do
too.
you want to just we can fly?
Yes.
Who said that?
I whispered to
Who said what?
There.
Yes, we're talking here.
Sorry.
What is being done about this problem?
Engineers are gonna come look at it. We're here to, we just got word a couple days ago. So
You're just here to make sure people know it's out.
exactly, yep. And there's 4 of us. So that way nobody thinks, hey, I'll just, I don't know.
I
Yeah,
get
protection.
you.
Yeah, it's
Tell
out
him
there.
you have to like.
Strength in numbers.
There you go.
Okay.
He's got it.
We'll just go check it out.
All right.
Yeah,
You got
I
me, buddy.
need to use the bathroom in the trees over there, so I'm going to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, feel free. You can come up to the camp. That's not a problem. And he turns around and walks back to the camp.
I'll trot behind him on my horse.
Sure.
Jeremy's like in the middle, like, what are we doing? All right, I'll follow the Rybos, I guess.
Scout it out.
And he's not paying attention to where you guys are. So if you guys hold back a little bit, he's got the easiest job ever. You just sit here and tell people the bridge is out. Sorry, to ruin your day, go around.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna swoop around and try to fly towards the bridge and see if I can check it out.
So yeah, you can definitely fly over there. It is. Sorry, you're trying to wait until you're in the woods and then fly away,
Well, yeah,
or are you just like
so they
in the
know.
middle of the road? You're like,
No,
gone.
I'm gonna, do a little.
Go to
stealth
the
way.
back room.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and make a stealth check.
I'm peering out of the pocket trying to see if.
They've got a thing of soup going, and like, there's and something that you haven't quite seen yet, but orcish dwarven fellow that he's wearing the armor, but it's not ill-fitting. It just doesn't look right on him. You know what I mean? Because he's a little bulkier and he's almost as short as a dwarf, but he's weirdly enough more broad-shouldered, and so everything that he's wearing is like the tabard is thin.
Everything's too long
Yeah.
and too thin.
Exactly, but it's still like he hemmed enough where it's fitting him, but he's just like, what you can do. He goes, soup?
Yes, I would love some.
Yeah, sure.
It's
Thank you.
We had some folks drop some food off with us, and we figured we'll share for whoever comes by. So if you have anything you want to throw in the pot, you go right ahead.
I would say,
Very nice.
thank you, brother, in Orcish.
And he's like, and he says it in broken Orcish. You're welcome. But it very clearly has a dwarvish accent to it. Strange individual.
What do I taste in the soup?
It's a lot of different things. So there's definitely chicken, there's definitely beef, and there's definitely fish.
All right.
So you're like, hey, okay, a lot of grain, that kind of. It's very like a stew. Like when you pick it up, it like globs together.
Nice. I love that.
Yep.
So, do I have any of the smoked fish on me?
No, actually, Shikama I think has.
That's all.
Yep. But it's up to you guys on how you want to parse out your rations.
No, that's
but,
fine. I just was gonna throw that in there if I had some.
All I have is rations. I don't think it will make your delicious soup better.
Not a problem.
Probably make it not as good.
This is all just cobbled together anyway. It's fine.
It's very well done.
Ooh. Yeah. You can just throw it in there. It's easy peasy.
The glory of stew.
Right, go stew.
You okay?
Yeah, it's just fine. Absolutely. Very good stew.
Jeremy, eat up.
I am.
Well, I know it's disappointing that the bridge is out, but it's for your own safety.
No, it's fine. I just,
So
never mind.
what do you think broke the bridge?
Well, if there's bandits, they carried something big enough to bust up the bridge.
But from what the guards said, sounded like something came from underneath.
That's my guess, but I just work here.
Fair. But it's usually the people that work here that have the best insights.
And he seems a little apprehensive, just kind of like he's like.
Jeremy, help me out here.
What? It sounds like there's horse remains and other things out there.
Oh
that-
yeah, parts of people.
Oh, that does not sound like
I was helping
pure
fish him out of the river. I was putting him in-
bandit
As you say
behavior.
that, I like you see me like hesitate with the next bite of stew.
Is
And I'd be
that
like, that's pretty good.
A little eye roll.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh.
I'm not sure what happened, but it broke part of the bridge, so we have to repair. You can cross it technically, but if it comes back, well,
Well, it sounds like bandits aren't a problem. I've never heard of bandits
Oh yeah. No.
tearing apart people and horses.
Unless it was one of them wizards.
One of them wizards?
Oh yeah, the magic folk and sorcerers and
Oh,
that kind of thing.
did those people do those things?
They can.
Or because someone has access to magic, they're inherently bad.
No, but if you got a bandit who can club you over with a club, and they have another bandit who can shoot a fireball,
I suppose that makes some sense.
not all clubs are evil, not all wizards are, but here we are.
Yes, well, even magic, the brutality of the situation sounds beastish. But
Maybe.
what do I know? I'm a goblin.
So you say we can cross the bridge. It's still functional enough for that.
No, well, you could if the Lord said, or didn't say, don't do that.
But I didn't really ask that part.
Physically, that's how we got it.
It's physically possible.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking going over it, but it's fine. We made it. We're here now.
I look around and they have horses and carts.
Yeah, yeah. They have a horse each.
Well, thank you for the meal. I hope you
Oh.
stay safe out here.
Oh, what'd you get on your stealth check?
25.
Oh, I was gonna have that at the moment. And so you hear a bird flap in the bushes, and no one pays any mind.
What do you see?
What do I see?
So as you fly over there, you kind of come over top of it, and you go ahead and make a perception check.
Can I assist since I'm peeking out the pocket?
Sure.
Yay!
11?
11.
5.
All right. The bridge is definitely like something. It looked like something. It's a big wooden bridge. It looks like it's been there for a long time, and something came up from underneath. It looked like and hit it, and then broke part of the bridge upward. But it's from the side of it, so it's almost like if you have the arch there, and then it like splintered upwards, and then that's about it. But it looks like you could physically cross it. You just have to do that without alerting the guards that you are crossing it. But you do see that there are 4 guards on the other side. And then as you're flying over there, go ahead and make another stealth check. As you notice them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to use my inspiration on that bad boy.
There you go.
And that didn't make it any better. It's a nat 1 on that one.
Oh, brutal. So
double ones?
No,
Sonny goes,
two.
Okay.
"Who's that?"
Yeah.
And then you look over and you're like, ah. you're like, ah, shit. And so you see a couple of them point at you.
Just
Oh.
You're too far away to hear them.
Yeah.
Because they're a little bit away from the bridge, just like how these guys are. But you can see them point. And like one of them.
Just a big bird.
Is it a cloudy day or
Yeah,
it's pretty clear?
Regular day. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's shifted a little cold, but other than that, it's been all right.
Okay. I feel like I'm far enough away to where I just look like a regular bird. So I'm just gonna and slowly swoop my way into the trees there.
Make a deception or performance with disadvantage.
Big Danny. Ooh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
19 deception.
Wow.
All right. So as you do that, you do see that they start picking up crossbows. All right. So and then it dawns on you that a monster just smashed into this bridge, from what everyone can tell, and then you're a giant bird in the sky. So they're like, "Oh my God, what is it?" You're too far away for them to accurately shoot at you, but they're gonna try anyway.
Okay.
Sorry, that was me.
I'm gonna act like one of them hits me, like and then like slowly go down.
You guys all hear, you two end up here.
I like finish my stew up and toss the dishes in the whatever
The
collection
floor.
area of dishes. I
Takes
think we should go. That was delicious, thank you. And I
Right,
go
right.
out
Thank
the
you,
doors.
thank you. Half mine's gone, but
Hey,
there's
where's your friend?
I'm right here.
No.
Come on, let's go.
The bird.
Time to go.
Starting to
No, hey!
starting to ride away.
And as you come to your horse, he's like, come back here. And you can see him like kind of hobble up.
What?
And then,
Do we need to pay for the stew? I'm
no,
not
no,
slowing
where's
down.
your friend?
But right there.
The bird.
What?
Last time I checked, he went to the bathroom in the woods. We're gonna go find him now.
Yeah, no, he was just on the road.
So a weird thing
He's
that
pooping.
ends up happening that's fine. That's
Okay, that's
that would
good.
have been the way that's not cocked. That would have landed if your thing wasn't on the side there.
Okay, so. yeah.
But you notice that Jeremy's book glows slightly, because very slightly, and there's a glint in Jeremy's eyes that is almost imperceptible. You notice it because you've been around Jeremy quite a bit. If you were in a normal conversation with somebody, probably wouldn't have noticed all that much.
27.
What was your?
Sorry.
Yeah. That's it. So your what was the one ability called? The your level 3.
I have expertise and I also have silver tongue.
That's the one.
Yep.
So that whenever that like if you end up it didn't actually happen right here, but I wanted to make sure that was
Right,
so when
right.
when it pops up like that, a little glow from the book, little
Eye
glint in the
glow.
eyes. Yep, and then something clearly magical has happened with Jeremy in regards to this that Jeremy didn't seem to start. If that makes sense.
Just was naturally
Yep,
occurring.
just a thing that was like almost instinctual.
Because my book's closed at my side, so
Yes.
yeah, so it's just like I don't even notice really
Nope,
that
nope.
it's
It's the
happening.
first time you've ever seen it happen without Jeremy picking up the book and reading out of it. Yeah, the weird thing. But yeah, the guy's like, okay, and he sits back down and puts his crossbow off to the side.
Whatever
Good
you
luck.
say, ma'am.
And, but you're able to make it back into the woods without too much of an issue, and are able to meet up. So they come. I'm assuming you're going into the woods.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
we're
just
gonna
riding off on the road.
go off.
But yeah, you go over there. Yeah. So you guys are all off to the side where they can't hear you
Are
necessarily.
we past their encampment, or did we?
No,
go
you're
back?
off to the side of it. Kind of
So
thing.
we rode into the woods. Not,
Yeah, in
not
order
on
to
the
get
road
Shabbat.
anymore.
Yep.
Alright, back together then?
Mhm.
I'm not sure exactly what you did there, but you
He must have been gullible because I really didn't have to say too much.
your speaking is just becoming more natural.
I am the speaker, yes.
You are.
Yes. I do good work with my tongue. She goes like the eyebrow, like,
Yeah,
Oh.
my
if you
eyebrows
know what
go
I
up.
mean.
Indeed.
We're gonna need to take a break. No, I'm just
But what did you find out? What happened?
Well, he's telling the truth about the bridge. The bridge is a little broken.
How broken? Sounds like we could probably get across based on the conversations that we had.
Probably, yes, we probably would, but there's also guards on the other side.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
They were shooting at him.
They shot at me a couple times.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
It's crazy, let me tell you.
I don't
But
want
yeah,
to fight you guys on the ground.
From
could
what I
take 'em.
saw, it didn't really
Yes.
look like it was bandits or...
One other thing on there, you do know that there is enough space if you guys are able to sneak across or make a distraction or something like that you would be able to sneak around them and then be further down the river, and that way they wouldn't think that you crossed the bridge. So it is possible to sneak over it. You just have to plan it out a little bit.
Okay.
But
It takes a
could be-
little bit of planning, but we could probably, pull it off if you guys wanna take that route,
How do you sneak with horses? Does it
Just make a distraction,
Okay.
You like
They
wrap
look
fabric
one
around
way
their
and you go the
hooves.
other.
You guys actively did that before.
This is your thing.
You actively snuck horses out of the city to get the
Right,
horses.
right.
So,
It's just not my thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What?
You could do that, and you're like, we already did. It's
Oh, yeah.
the thing.
Okay.
Well,
It did look like something came out of the water and broke the bridge.
that is not.
like a boulder or something. Like,
Boulder
did it
or
rain?
It just hopped
And,
right out of the
the
river.
water was really high.
Somehow more
and it just,
terrifying.
like-
Yeah.
Like I've heard
He
of
said the
flying
water was
fish,
really
but not
fast.
flying
Maybe like it
boulders.
was a heavy
Not like
rain
that.
day.
I think
It was
we,
just like
we should
flowing
expect the
really
worst.
fast.
So I
Maybe
think
it was a boulder fish.
I've never heard of it.
flying bowfish.
It definitely wasn't a flying bird like they thought it was.
Wait, what did you just say?
Huh?
Well, what did you just say? It's not like a flying bird, like, what?
Huh? Like him, he's a flying bird.
Yes?
That's me.
And they, what happened?
Well, they were shooting at him, so they probably thought it was him, yeah?
And then two and two stuck together.
Yeah,
where,
and-
like he made a sound that you're like, that sounds like a giant bird monster. You know, like not like Shkaba making bird sounds. It sounded like he was intentionally trying to be a monster.
All right, I have a plan.
Yeah?
I think that this might work in our favor. We have a giant bird monster, don't we?
What, where?
Yes, Shkaba. I think you can distract the guards enough to get them out of their camp and go hunting for you.
Don't call my friend a monster.
Easily.
That's
I
right.
could do that, yeah?
What if they shoot you?
Why don't you stay far enough away? That's all I gotta do, right?
Okay.
Make an appearance and then dip down into the woods.
Easy.
If you feel safe with that.
Make a bunch of noise, and then we'll meet you on the other side before the other camp, and we'll attempt the same thing.
Anyone proficient with the disguise kit?
Oh.
No.
Actually, what are your guys' tool proficiencies if you have any?
A drum.
Drum?
Drumming.
There you go.
Just
Travel
brewers
drumming.
and wood carvers.
Gotcha.
Thieves and scribe.
Thieves' tools and dice.
Oh, there you go. Cool. All right. So just so I have it in my head. Yeah. All right.
I can be a small child.
Hey, there you go. Small child lost in the woods.
Right.
Giant bird monster.
I
don't
can.
know, I give you guys ideas.
I'm thinking we have.
I have been waiting
two
for the
possible
moment to
options
play.
here to weigh. We have the bird monster option, which seems pretty interesting and possibly dangerous for Skabar,
What
but
if
maybe
I?
fun.
What if I do the kid thing and I like go out towards like not the bridge area, but like one side of the bridge and pretend I'm lost. I could be like stuck near the bridge and they would have to rescue me. And when they're trying to rescue me, you guys go across and then I could just, not be there anymore.
I like where you're going with this, but I have an idea that,
Okay.
that works with both of these. Now,
Okay.
think about this. We send Sunny out to the bridge like she's a lost child, and then we have Skabar, the bird monster, swoop down and grab her and take her away. Maybe the guards will try to chase you and save her.
I think this is the idea,
That's a
Rybos. I
good
think
idea.
that's what we are going to run with here.
I could definitely outfly them, for sure.
Wow, you're so fast.
Very fast.
And
Don't drop me.
You are very sneaky, and I think together,
If he
It
did
will
drop
work.
you, you just fly.
You can also fly, so
You
I
guys
don't have
keep
to hold on
telling
to
me
you so
not to
hard.
fly.
Well, only if necessary.
Okay.
This is only for your own good. We don't want to stifle your nature.
Okay,
It
so I'm
makes
gonna
it easier for
I'm
me to
gonna
hold
sneak
you.
out into the bridge, and you're gonna pretend you're gonna like swoop down
Down
and.
and then grab
Okay.
you.
and then both of them, hopefully both camps will go after you. And,
You
You
just need to
you
do
know
one.
that the one of the
well,
they won't be able to both see what's going on at the same time because this one's around a bend.
okay.
Like they're trying to catch people before they hit the bridge
Right,
and then
right.
send them off on where they're supposed to go.
So what about the first party?
They well, that's what I'm saying. They
We'll
won't
just
see
go
you
through
at
the
all.
woods
So,
to the
yeah,
other side.
exactly. If
Wait,
you-
wait on the edge of the woods for the
if
distraction.
you wanted to get around them, these guys would be easy to get around, but then the guys on the inside are not so
Oh,
easy to
got
get
you,
around.
got you.
Yeah. Which is how it's designed. They don't want people if they're gonna come in, it's gonna be from that side. So they want to catch them early, and then if they cross, they'll be like, "Under arrest, dude! What are you doing?"
So that's, I mean, a pretty fun plan.
I think
but
it's the
I think
finest plan we
I
have.
like it,
the,
Chief.
the other thing, we could maybe see if they want some help investigating what happened.
Also an option.
You know, it would still probably take us less time than going 2 days around.
Oh, I agree.
And maybe
I
we
agree.
can win some favor with the authorities around here. This
We
is
might
a-
be able to
this-
persuade them
It
in
is
some
an
way.
elvish land, and the politics are different than
Right.
what I'm used to.
Wow. Very, very good thinking, everyone. I
If
like
we
this.
go around, we don't want to miss Isgallen, right? Because then she might meet us in the spot, and then we would take too long, and then she would leave without us. So
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the best option for going through.
That's another good point, though, Sonny. What about Isgallen? If she comes through this way, she's not going to be able to cross the bridge. unless we help them solve the problem.
And maybe that's our answer, is that we can have Bonus persuade them that we have an ally that is coming through that needs passage, and maybe give her allowance in some way.
We just help them fix the bridge. That would solve everything.
Yes, but
Well,
yeah.
just in case we can't figure out that problem. I mean, our fake problem is one thing. Figuring out the real problem, I have
You
no
guys,
idea.
And if I remember correctly, this is day 4.
Mhm.
And then, when you guys you're a little bit further along than, you're like 3/4 of the day's journey in at this part. And, so you rest and then move for another day, and then you'd have to stay in that spot for one day.
Right.
But if Yizgalan is going around, then that'll be 2 days, like, to get around that portion. So, and she's coming up from behind you guys, riding assumedly fast to try and catch up with you. She'd have to travel twice as fast as you guys would in order to make this happen. So by the time she hits here, you guys will be roughly a day or two, or a day or so ahead, a little bit over, and then she'd have to go up and around unless she figured out a way to go over top of this bridge.
Right.
So you'd have to figure out how to let Yizgala know which way you went, or fix the bridge. Lots of options, but we'll actually pick up on that next week.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. Good planning, everyone.
Too many
Crossing the
options. Oil for
bridge.
choice.
Yeah.
Oh, so many
Figure
options.
it out.
All right, let's
I am a
keep it
lost
up.
child.
I do love
Please
that.
help me. Oh, I just haven't had the right time. It's been,
Such
you and I have talked
such a fun
about it.
plan,
Yeah. That's essentially what it's going to be.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Arrows.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have a good day. We'll see you next week.
See you
Thanks
next
for
week.
watching.
Bye.